Did you know that around 80% of people experience moments when they feel like throwing in the towel? It's a tough place to be, and trust me, you are far from alone. When life feels overwhelming and you're tempted to give up, Stoic philosophy offers profound insights that can help you weather the storm. One thing I've learned from Stoic thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius is that adversity doesn't define us, our response to it does. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters." This concept is at the heart of Stoicism and a key to unlocking your strength in difficult times. Before we dive into the 9 powerful lessons that can transform the way you approach challenges, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future videos filled with Stoic wisdom and practical insights to help you stay resilient. Let's jump into the lessons that could change the way you view adversity forever. Lesson 1. Embrace adversity as a teacher. We often run from adversity, seeing it as something to avoid. But what if adversity wasn't our enemy, but our teacher? The Stoics believed that hardship is the crucible that shapes our character. When we face difficulties, it's an opportunity to build resilience. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Think about that for a moment. When we work out, we endure physical pain to build muscle and endurance. The same principle applies to life's emotional and mental challenges. When you confront adversity head-on, you develop resilience, wisdom, and an inner strength that you didn't even know you had. I remember a time when I felt like everything was falling apart. I had just lost my job, and my confidence was shattered. Every day was a struggle just to get out of bed. But it was in this dark period that I stumbled upon Stoic teachings. The more I reflected on Epictetus's idea that adversity is an opportunity for growth, the more I began to see my struggles in a new light. Rather than seeing the loss of my job as the end, I began to see it as a new beginning. I had to ask myself tough questions. What could I learn from this? How could I improve myself through this hardship? Instead of being crushed by the weight of my circumstances, I began to feel lighter, as if I was becoming someone stronger, more resilient. Pain, I realized, wasn't my enemy. It was my greatest teacher. Lesson 2. Focus on what you can control. Life can feel chaotic. So much is out of our control. The weather, other people's behavior, even global events. But there is one thing we can always control: our response. This is a central tenet of Stoicism and a powerful tool when life gets tough. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's a lesson we need to remind ourselves of constantly, especially in moments of despair. When I first lost my job, I felt helpless, as if the world was spinning out of control. But when I came back to this Stoic principle, I realized that while I couldn't change what had happened, I had full control over my reaction to it. I could choose to wallow in self-pity, or I could choose to take action. I decided to focus on what I could control: my attitude, my actions, and my mindset. And this shift in focus is incredibly empowering. When you focus on what's within your control, you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You're the one steering the ship, no matter how rough the waters may be. It's a mindset that not only builds resilience, but gives you the clarity to make better decisions, even in the midst of chaos. Lesson 3. Seek solitude, not distraction. In a world that glorifies constant connectivity, solitude might seem radical. Yet, Stoic philosophy teaches us that solitude is a powerful tool for self-reflection and growth. When life feels overwhelming, many of us turn to distractions, social media, entertainment, or even other people, to avoid facing our problems. But the Stoics understood that sometimes stepping away from the noise is the most powerful thing you can do. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the value of solitude in his meditations, urging us to turn inward and reflect on our values. Solitude is not about loneliness, it's about reconnecting with yourself and gaining clarity. When we step back from the constant barrage of opinions and distractions, we can think more clearly and make decisions that align with our true purpose. During my own period of struggle, I embraced solitude. I spent time journaling, reflecting on my life, and asking myself what really mattered. This time alone wasn't easy, but it gave me the space to confront my fears, reassess my goals, and rebuild my strength from the inside out. Lesson 4. Let go of rigid goals. For years I was obsessed with setting goals. I had vision boards, daily affirmations, and timelines for everything. I believed that by setting clear, ambitious goals, I could control my destiny. But the truth is, life is unpredictable, and rigid goals can become a source of stress rather than motivation. The Stoics believed in focusing on the journey, not the destination. Instead of being fixated on specific outcomes, they taught us to focus on the process, the things we can control in the here and now. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Letting go of rigid goals doesn't mean abandoning ambition. It means embracing flexibility. When we stop obsessing over the end result, we free ourselves from the anxiety of unmet expectations. Instead, we focus on giving our best effort in each moment. This approach doesn't just reduce stress, it also makes us more adaptable, more resilient, and more open to unexpected opportunities. Lesson 5. Embrace discomfort to build strength. We live in a world that prizes comfort. From cozy homes to secure jobs, we're conditioned to seek ease and avoid discomfort at all costs. But here's the truth. Comfort zones are the enemy of growth. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." The Stoics understood that true strength comes from confronting discomfort, not avoiding it. When we deliberately put ourselves in challenging situations, we build the resilience we need to face life's inevitable hardships. I experienced this firsthand when I signed up for a marathon, a challenge that was way outside my comfort zone. The training was grueling, and there were days when I wanted to give up. But crossing that finish line taught me more about my inner strength than any moment of comfort ever could. By stepping into discomfort, we discover our true potential. We become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling life's challenges with grace and courage. Lesson 6. Detach from emotions, master yourself. Emotions are a natural part of life, but they can also cloud our judgment and weaken our resolve if we let them control us. The Stoics believed in the importance of emotional detachment, not in the sense of becoming cold or indifferent, but in learning to master our reactions. Epictetus taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Emotional mastery means recognizing our emotions without letting them dictate our actions. It's about pausing, reflecting, and choosing a rational response. I used to be a slave to my emotions. When things went wrong, I'd get angry or frustrated, allowing my emotions to spiral out of control. But when I began practicing emotional detachment, I found a sense of calm and clarity that allowed me to respond to challenges with strength rather than impulse. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means acknowledging them, understanding their source, and choosing how to respond in a way that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Lesson 7. Be your own advocate. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is that no one will fight for you as fiercely as you can fight for yourself. Too often we wait for others to recognize our worth or give us the opportunities we deserve. But the truth is, if you don't advocate for yourself, you risk being overlooked. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, how we think about ourselves shapes our reality. When we advocate for ourselves, whether in our careers, relationships, or personal lives, we assert our value and take control of our destiny. There was a pivotal moment in my career when I realized this. I had been passed over for a promotion I knew I deserved. Instead of accepting it quietly, I decided to take action. I met with my boss, laid out my achievements, and made my case. It was nerve-wracking, but it worked. I got the promotion, not because I waited for it to be handed to me, but because I fought for it. Lesson 8. Reflect on your values. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-reflection and staying true to our values. Marcus Aurelius often urged reflection as a tool to align actions with personal principles. By regularly reflecting on what truly matters to you, you ensure that your decisions align with your core beliefs. When I was going through a rough patch, I found solace in this practice. Every day, I would reflect on my actions and ask myself, am I living in accordance with my values? This simple habit kept me grounded and helped me navigate tough decisions with a clear sense of purpose. Reflection helps you stay resilient because it reminds you of why you're on this journey in the first place. It keeps you anchored to your goals, even when the going gets tough. Lesson 9. Accept impermanence and foster resilience. Life is transient. Everything we know and experience is subject to change. This idea might sound daunting, but the Stoics believed that embracing impermanence is one of the keys to finding peace and resilience. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, neither pain nor pleasure, we free ourselves from the fear of loss and the obsession with control. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By accepting that life is in constant flux, we can approach challenges with a flexible mindset and embrace them as opportunities for growth. Understanding impermanence has helped me cultivate resilience in ways I never expected. Instead of resisting change, I now see it as an integral part of life's journey. By accepting the uncertainty of the future, I focus on what I can do in the present, and that gives me strength. In conclusion, strength through Stoicism. Life's greatest challenges often come just before the most significant breakthroughs. Stoic principles teach us that adversity is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Each time you choose to face hardship head-on, you are writing a new chapter in your story, one of resilience, strength, and triumph. So, when you feel like giving up, remember these lessons. You are stronger than you think, and your journey is far from over. Stay strong, keep pushing forward, and embrace the path ahead. Through Stoic philosophy, you can find the clarity, courage, and resilience needed to turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Thank you for watching this video. If you found these lessons helpful, please like, comment with "Never Give Up" and share this video with your friends and family so they too can find strength and inspiration. Together we can spread these Stoic values and help others discover their inner resilience.